for you this lesson from Unity of the Keys Spiritual Center. And so, we have been looking at this wonderful, delightful little book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, as described by Edwene Gaines in her book of the same title. A couple of Sundays ago, we explored the practice of tithing, the first of those four laws. And then last Sunday, we dove into another of these laws with Reverend Phil, and that's the practice of forgiveness. This morning, we will explore her prosperity law of goal setting. So let us begin this morning by remembering why it's okay for us to set goals, to be prosperous, why it's okay for us to ask for what we would like to experience in this worldly human experience. We look at the Gospel of Matthew, again, at chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds. And to him who knocks, it will be opened. We're not here on this earthly plane, this human experience, to suffer, to lack. We are here to be expressions of love, of the Most High, expressions of the divine. And we can't very well do that. Love everyone, love ourselves when we are suffering. And so in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is affirming this. Ask for what you need. Ask and you will receive it. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. And so Edwene tells us that we will need to take some time alone to truly develop this valuable spiritual law. Goal setting and developing directed faith can have truly spectacular results, but only when we give ourselves the time and the permission to dream big. You're going to have to do some important inner work. And when we do our inner work, our outer world changes. That might be the most important message that you hear this morning. When we do our inner work, our outer world changes. It's the only way our outer world changes, by doing the work that is ours to do within. Now, Edwene states that one of the main reasons people don't reach for their goals is that they believe there's something about themselves from getting what they really want in their deepest heart of hearts. Perhaps you think you're too old to have all the things you really want, or you're too young, you're too heavy, or you're too skinny, you're a woman or a minority group, you're too tired, you're too broke, you're married to the wrong person or not married at all. She says that these types of statements, these beliefs that we may hold about ourselves, these limitations are really lame excuses. They aren't what's truly keeping you from getting what you want. While preparing to set your goals, you must move beyond these limiting self-perceptions and step into the role of who you truly are. For you are a child of God. You are a child of the Most High. You are a point of light within the greater light. Absolutely anything is possible that you want to achieve. And you must take concrete steps towards the dreams that you have. Now, there is a quote that is attributed to Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, a brilliant, powerful statement. So as I read this statement, I invite you to sit back and close your eyes if you wish to completely focus on these words, to listen to how powerful they are. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth that ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Wow. That's a powerful, powerful message. When you start moving towards your dreams, what you're going to find out is that God has so much more good in store for you than you could ever imagine. And before you can start receiving all that good that God has in store for you, you must cast off any sense of limitations, personal limitations. Perhaps you suffer from an illness that limits your mobility, or you have a difficult family that does not care about your desires and perhaps even gets in the way and impedes them. Maybe you worry that your dreams are bigger than your bank account. Now is the time to put these things mentally aside and try to imagine what your life would look like if you could do anything you wanted without any constraints or limits. And don't worry about how these things will come to you. The how is not of your concern. Spirit, divine life, universal love will show you the how. Instead, focus on asking yourself, if money were no object, if time or responsibility or my education were of no concern, what would my life look like? What would the life of my dreams be? And then think big. Think big. You know, children have no problem with this. Try asking one what they will do, who they will be when they grow up: a ballerina, an astronaut, a princess, a superhero. And as they grow older, perhaps a doctor, a scientist, a teacher, a firefighter. We can recapture the childlike feeling that the world is a rich and abundant place, and that you can do and be absolutely anything you want. Set aside worrying about whether you should want something. Don't think about what your mom or dad wants for you, or your children, or your spouse, your siblings, or your friends. What do you want? Now, Edwene suggests, as you are moving into this process of goal settings, that you first complete a 21-day challenge. Now, she took on this challenge after an interaction with someone that she called her great high holy teacher. I love that, great high holy teacher. She came to him with a list of complaints, talking about how the sanctuary wasn't clean enough, the morning coffee tasted awful, the soloist was off key, and there were typos in the bulletin. And what he responded with was, don't complain. He actually used the B word, which I will not use this morning. Don't complain. Now, Edwene was, of course, taken back. This was not the response that she anticipated. And her ego clicked into full gear, internally denying that she was doing anything except trying to be helpful. And then a little voice inside of her said, you know, that voice, the one that always speaks the truth, spoke, you should pay attention to what he said. So she took this to heart and she made a commitment that for 21 days, she'd always heard that 21 days is the magic number on how a habit will stick, that she would not complain, She would not criticize, and she would not gossip, not to others or even to herself. No negative language at all for 21 days. No matter what happened, she would say, well, that's great. And if you can't say that, you could say, well, I wonder what I will learn from this. Assigning no negative quality to anything that happens for 21 days. Now, Edwene is a Southern woman of distinction, very graceful, a great storyteller, and she had always considered herself a wonderful conversationalist, witty, informed, quick, always having something interesting and entertaining to say. But when she started this challenge for 21 days, she couldn't think of a single thing to say, not a single thing. And she had to take a good hard look at herself. She was not happy with what she discovered. She describes it as poisoning her own environment and the environment around her. That sarcasm is poison, that criticism is poison, that gossip is poison. And letting all that go and finding her true footing on solid ground, she found all sorts of new energy. She had more time and energy to contribute to good ideas and projects in her life. She began to experience the joy that comes with praising and saying good things about other people and appreciating more than she ever had in her entire life. And we know what happens. We have a saying about that, about the law of manifestation. I'm going to find it for you in just a moment here. I'll get back to that. Okay. That what we focus on will multiply. And so for 21 days, no complaining, no gossip, no negative language. And what can it hurt to try something for 21 days? 3 weeks. Try it and see if your life doesn't change. See if how you're experiencing your outer world doesn't change. Now, I had a good friend back at my former home church many years ago. We went through the chaplain program together, Ella Moorhead. And I loved her saying, she would say, when the praises go up, the blessings come down. When the praises go up, the blessings come down. Now, Edwene gives us 10 steps to setting goals. And you have those there in your spotlight. Or you can pick one up on the way out. She starts with step number 1. In a notebook, or you might do it on a spreadsheet or on your computer or in your phone, however you jot things down. Start writing down your heart's desires, at least 20, no matter how large or small. Begin by writing some things down that just sound like fun to do, even if they're silly or they're far-fetched. Hike through the Scottish moors, do stand-up comedy, have lunch with the Dalai Lama, go hand gliding, take a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon, visiting Memphis for an Elvis weekend. Okay, that might be one of mine. Jot things down as you think of them throughout the course of the day. Keep going. Make the list at least 20, many more if possible. Just write them down. And it's a powerful message that you are giving your subconscious mind. You're telling your mind that the world's an abundant place and that all things truly are possible. And then the second step is you choose your most important desires and list them in order of importance to you. Be very specific. List number 1 through 12. And once you have a goal in mind, start with 1, you can start taking steps to get ready right away. Perhaps you need to apply for your passport or study a language. Start getting ready now. Ask yourself, what action could I take that would show I mean business? And do that. And then step number 3, consider what changes you might need to make in order to achieve your goals. So in this step, you ask yourself in the quiet, prayerfully, and privately, what must I change about myself in order to achieve my goals? Now, this is where it gets tempting to abandon the process. It was fun up to this point. But honest self-appraisal can be difficult. And when we are really open to hearing divine guidance, we might not like what we hear. Go back to school to earn a specific degree. Join an exercise program. Join Toastmasters and speak in front of people. Step outside of your comfort zone and the life you have established. Yes, if you truly wish to achieve your goals. And what about yourself needs to change in order to accept the gift of your goal? Step number 4, choose the date by which you will achieve each goal. So start with your first one and be realistic. Setting a date and writing it down is a strong statement of confidence in yourself and in God and in the universe. Set a date that makes sense and that you can believe in. And then step 5 is to read your list of goals at least 3 times every morning and every night. This gives them the powerful quality of affirmations. It also keeps them in the forefront of your mind, never losing sight of what you can believe is entirely possible for you. And this is the law of mind action. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. When you're holding a thought, whether it's positive or negative, you are creating an energy field that is either positive or negative. So choose positive, choose potential, choose to believe in yourself, in your inner wisdom and the Christ center that is alive within you. Step number 6, imagine yourself achieving each goal. Do this often and with as much detail as possible. So let's say it's that helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. Research a few companies. Look at photos of helicopters that might take you. Keep that vision of that photo of the helicopter in your mind. See yourself walking up to that helicopter, getting on, taking your seat, fastening yourself in. Research the sound from inside a helicopter and listen to a recording of that. Imagine the headset, the gear that you'll be wearing. It'll be heavier on your head. You'll have the headset right here, the speaker. Feel it against your ears. Feel the thrill of the ride. Envision looking down and seeing the view from the sky, how close that helicopter glass is to you. Feel how that view will make you feel. Go into that much detail for your goal and for each goal that you set, each time you're working through this process. Give it life. Let your mind know that you are ready, willing, and able to accept the good, to accept what the universe has for you. And then step number 7, act as if you've already achieved your goals. Believe that you receive. And acting with confidence and faith in yourself and your potential sends a powerful message to the universe. Accept your success right away. Don't wait until you've actually received the results. Act as if. Step number 8, don't tell others. Keep your goals private between you and God. Forget that I might have slipped about that Elvis weekend in Memphis. When you're going through the process of goal setting, privacy is key because goal setting requires a leap of faith that you understand, but that those you share your goals with may not understand. Now, it's possible you have a prayer partner or a mastermind partner who understands your new journey of prosperity and who will be supportive of your goal setting. If you feel confident that you will be encouraged, you might decide to share a goal. But the suggestion is to keep your list of goals between you and God. Step number 9, cross off the goals as they are achieved and continue to add new ones. Dreaming and setting concrete goals should not be a one-time event, but rather an ongoing process, continually tapping into our heart's desires. And as we do this, we expand the sense of possibilities in our lives and we aspire to greater heights. If we don't set new goals, it's like telling the universe, don't send me any new dreams. None of us want that. So while we're crossing off our old goals, add new ones. We are inviting the continual flow of experience and accomplishments and achievements into our lives. And then remember, step number 10, God's highest law is love. That during this process, we've been goal setting without thoughts of our financial constraints, any physical limitations, or the current state of our lives. That's because the only thing we really have to keep in mind when setting goals is that God's highest law is love. The universe wants what is best for us. Divine life wants only our highest and greatest good. Then why should we worry about anything else? Our job is to love ourselves as God loves us. Only then can we truly love our neighbors. Remembering, knowing, believing that with God, all things are possible. And so as you've gone through that list, as you've reached number 10, the message has been sent. It's time to put our trust in God about what will happen. We will do our part in the steps, and we will trust that the universe will do its part. It is done. Pray this, knowing that the message has been sent. Now, next Sunday, our final lesson in the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity is finding your divine purpose. And so it is, today and always.